So then darkness comes without Moses telling him anything. And yes, through the teaching, I looked at it. Yes, you can look at it allegorically and pointing towards Christ. And yes, from a New Testament perspective, we can look back 3 days darkness, 3 days. But when Jesus spoke about the sign that he's going to give them there in John chapter 3, he didn't say the sign of Moses and Pharaoh being in the dark 3 days and the light shining over that side. He said the sign of Jonah, right? Jonah, who was in the whale, not in the whale, in the big fish stomach for 3 days. Maybe dead in those 3 days, who knows? Could have been. Again, that's not the point. That is the sign he gave. So he was pointing, there's no place in the New Testament where they are connecting Jesus in the cave with the 3 days of darkness here. So since they're not doing that, yes, we can allegorize it and can kind of come up with, it's not interpreted in this way anywhere in the New Testament. So for that reason, although, as a pastor preaching, you can come up with all these allegories. It's so easy, man. It's so easy. I used to love to do it as a kid and to waste the time with the teachers. Yeah, they thought I'm a good guy. Anyhow, it is so easy, but this is not something, because this is not would have been the meaning to these people, because it's apologetics. So their God, the sun God, the Sunday, right? Losing the battle against the true God. And the sun God couldn't do anything. Right? God dictated to the sun God where he can shine and where he can't shine. He could shine on the Hebrews, but he couldn't shine on the Egyptians. The sun God, in other words, the sun, had to listen to its creator. And not to the sun God, to its creators. In other words, God is the creator of the sun, told the sun what to do, where to shine. But man is the creator of the sun God, creators of the sun God, couldn't dictate to the sun God where he could shine and not shine. That is what made Pharaoh so, I guess, miserable, so afraid. But still, was that enough? Because, now ultimately he knew that his gods are just nonsense. It's like, we know. It's like the other day as well about about this woman speaking about Messi and Ronaldo and how is it that people can't just appreciate both? No, I'm not a football fan. I don't appreciate any of them because I'm not a football fan. I know they were brilliant, all the titles and everything they won and goals they scored, etc., etc. But I'm just using this example because this woman was speaking about how, and I told the brother, you know why? It's because they treat them as gods. And so one's God needs to be stronger or better than another God. It's like K-pop, the armies. They treat the other group as if they're evil. And it's just because they worship literally this group. So nothing but then this kind of hatred towards the others can do. But they know. And Pharaoh knew. His God was losing. His man-made God was losing, like these rocks, man-made. Okay, I don't know in their future before they became Christian or Christianized if they worship these rocks or anything. I've no idea, right? I'll need to speak to Naga people maybe and ask them the meaning of all these rocks. So I don't want to put myself out there now and then say nonsense. So I can't justify or clarify, or I need to clarify to find out if it's true or not. But it's man-made. It's not God made the rock and then man turned it into something. Go read Isaiah. Go into the woods and take a branch of a tree, and one part you make a fire with, and the other part you turn into a god. That's the sun god. And the sun god was losing here. He was dead. Of course, it doesn't exist anyhow. And yes, Pharaoh had him come back, and Moses, and whichever way, and it said, yes, they take all of them, take all, but leave your stuff, the livestock. And Moses was not having any of that because they needed livestock at least logically for some offerings. But then Moses played a little bit further and said, well, we don't know what the God wants. I mean, this God was kind of very clear concerning what he wants all the way. Tomorrow this will happen. The next day this will happen. This, ask me a time and I will, every time. This God was kind of very clear about stuff, right? So for Moses to not now kind of like, oh no, we don't exactly know what this God, I mean, Pharaoh knew, Moses knew, we all knew, but the thing is that Moses didn't want to say in so many words. He said, you know, you need to let everything go, or it's just going to get worse for you. It's just going to get worse for you. It's just going to get worse for you. And so Pharaoh, he didn't. He hardened his heart. God hardened his heart. And it's like, you get out of here. I don't want to see you again. If I see you, you're dead. Moses, yes, you won't.